All right, coming back to a top story to talk more on the West Asia tensions and Iran-US technical talks in Switzerland that have been concluded. We are joined by Ambassador C. Rajshekhar, former senior diplomat. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. Ambassador, technical talks between the US and Iran have concluded, with both sides, in fact, reportedly agreeing on a 60-day roadmap towards a broader understanding. How significant do you see these developments?
We can say that, this is a very good sign for peace and for global economy to resume the path of growth and prosperity and end of conflict. There was one slight glitch in the form of Israel continuing to attack Lebanon. On that, White House, both President Trump and also Vice President have categorically assured that they will bring Israel around to ensure that this holds. And this is profound, that it would open up very many opportunities for all countries, especially for India, us, because we are in the immediate vicinity. We have been neighbors till our independence in 1947. There is great affinity, historical, civilizational linkages. We have enriched each other, and we are very complementary economically. Iran is fossil fuel based. They have huge reserves of oil and gas, and we are non-oil economy. And there is great deal of complementarity. We are natural partners economically. And also, strategically, Iran being a Shia nation and on the west of Pakistan, if we can befriend Iran, that would also put pressure on our immediate neighbor, which is a Sunni Pakistani. So, for both strategic and economic reasons, Iran is our natural partner. We have been, for millennia, enriching each other. Now, those clouds of secondary sanctions and pressures from third country would clear up. It would be a great deal of opportunity for India. We shall be bracing to fully avail this. We've been at this place about 10 years ago, 2016 beginning, when there was joint program of action, United Nations sponsored, was concluded. That time also Government of India very diligently, Prime Minister Modi visited Tehran in 2016 May. I was in a small way curated that backdrop of India-Iran Cultural Festival. It was also very optimistic, but unfortunately due to various geopolitical developments, it didn't last long. But let's hope that this time this holds, and it would be opening up avenues for prosperity for all of us, including India, if we can avail the opportunities.
Right. Saying to US and Iran, Ambassador, I mean, one of the contentious issues remains the future of Iran's nuclear program. How important is the role of the IAEA, you think, and international verification mechanisms in ensuring that transparency and building confidence?
If we recall, during the United Nations discussions under President Obama's term, Iran has undertaken not to pursue nuclear weapons, but to only focus on civil nuclear aspect under NPT, which is fully permissible. And that was the basis for the joint program of action, which was agreed to. Similarly, we understand through Oman that towards middle to end of February this year also, Iran has agreed to all the terms that only to focus on civil nuclear program. And we understand that from the CIA testimony also that Iran largely kept its assurances, and it was not pursuing. It was the categorical assurance of Ayatollah Khomeini also not to pursue, because it is not an Islamic tenet to plan for massive annihilation. So we understand that Iran in principle is agreeable especially when it stands to gain hugely, that it can avail its natural resources to enhance its prosperity. So we can hope that nuclear issue will not be a spoiler. And anyway, we have the next 2 months to go over those issues to come to resolution.
Yes, 60-day framework. Looking ahead, Ambassador, with a 60-day framework now in place, should this be viewed as the beginning of a broader agreement between Washington and Tehran, or are there still enough unresolved issues that could maybe derail the process?
Yes and no. Yes, it is optimistic because the world has realized, beginning with the US, the downside, the costs of war, especially when the United States is heading into its midterm elections. The establishment there in Washington, D.C. cannot afford to be seen to be escalating, especially President Trump had come to power assuring that the US will not be waging any wars. Having said that, yes, those who plan for peace should be very cautious that there are actors beyond Iran and the US. We know that Israel is also heading to elections, and there will be a lot of posturing on the part of those who are contesting the elections. But so far, so good that President Trump and Vice President Vance have very clearly, categorically said that Israel has to fall in line, because Israel is hugely dependent on American support, arms, and financial assistance. And this is a peace plan deliberated very thoughtfully by the US, and they have expressed determination not to allow anybody, including Israel, to derail it.
Yeah, you're saying so far so good. But we have been talking about the Strait of Hormuz more than anything else the last 2 months or so. But how significant is the reopening and security of the Strait of Hormuz for regional stability and global energy markets?
There also, so both the US naval blockade and Iranian mining may ease up, although it would take some time because mines have to be cleared. And secondly, it's still not clear whether there will be some kind of permissions and payment of fees to pass through the strait that would be administered by Iran and Oman. This seems to be a thing which was not there earlier. Going by the tenor of the negotiations, US seemed to be not negative about some kind of a passage which was similarly agreed to in Turkey, which is not good from our perspective, seen from India, because we stand to draw substantial part of our energy, both crude and also natural gas. So any kind of levy would only enhance the cost for us. We don't want it, but there seems to be we have to wait and watch how these negotiations would pan out and what would come out of it.
But very quickly, Ambassador, I mean, are we finally witnessing the emergence of a diplomatic pathway between US and Iran?
Yes, certainly that is the thing, and both sides are very optimistic, Gambho. They are very happy. In fact, President Trump said this is the best peace deal they have made, and Iran also is not itching for any escalation. It is in the profound interest of Iran that they move on, put the conflict behind, and they have huge reconstruction of the Iranian nation, economy, infrastructure on their hands. They cannot afford it, they know it, and both sides being prepared for peace is the first sign, and they have signed the agreement. In the next 2 months, they would seriously engage, and we hope that the world would prevail on. The recent G7 also wanted both sides to put end to hostilities. NATO has been categorical in not allowing their bases to be used to attack and escalate the war. So the mood of the world is very clear. Yeah. And as we speak, we are hosting BRICS meeting of national security advisors. Yes. The message would go out from Delhi also on the part of all BRICS countries that we stand for dialogue and diplomacy do not want any more escalation.
Absolutely, and these talks, in fact, will contribute to broader stability in West Asia too. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your insights, Ambassador.